Hi there. Welcome. Another update. Um, for me, this is like, I don't know, very long time ago that I did a video. I'll hopefully will upload these quicker so you don't notice, but I will. Um, yeah, I have a pretty big stack of records to show you. Not all of them are great, but there's some really cool records in there. Um, and I got some books that I've bought last year or got last year. I are music related, so I thought, why not show them? First up, last year, my wife's uncle passed away, and he was a big music collector. He had a, a decent stack of vinyl that went to a nephew of his, and a whole stack of CDs, like cases filled with CDs. So I was able to grab some of those and listen to them. He was very much a classic rock kind of guy. Um, but he also frequented a record store, and he had a book that was released, I believe, also last year about that record store. And I saw it and I was like, okay, I want that. This is the book on Concerto. Concerto is the oldest record store in the Netherlands. It's in Amsterdam. And this is written by a guy called Ewout Kieft, who used to work there, and he's written some other books as well. It's a decent sized book about the record store, its history, the people that work there, the people that shop there. Uh, I haven't started it yet, but I am really, really intrigued by it. Um, so if you are from the Netherlands, this is probably a must read. If you're not from the Netherlands, well, you cannot read it. Also picked up this at a thrift store. It's a little not water. Yeah, it's kind of water damaged, but I had to pick it up. This is Lester Banks. Mainlines, Blood Feasts, and Bad Taste. If you don't know Lester Banks, he's a music critic from the U.S. who I think passed away in 1982. Yeah, it says it on the back. And he has written a lot of classic essays and articles and reviews on music, and some of them are compiled in this book. I got the hiccups. Um, this I bought when my wife, me, and my son went to a museum, nearby museum, on artifacts of the 20th century. And it was a fun museum. Um, my son enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. And there was this little museum store, and they had this book. And I was like, wow. It was the last copy, and it was pretty pricey, but I decided to pick it up. It's Passion for Vinyl, Part 2, an ode to analog. This is, it features a, can't get it out, a 10-inch that I have not played yet. Uh, but I've been reading this little on and off. There's a little bookmark there, and there's interviews with musicians, with record store owners, with people involved in the music business. It's got tons and tons of pictures. And it's the second volume, and it's released by a company called the Record Industry, which is basically the people that also not print, press the records for music on vinyl. So, interesting book. I really enjoy it, but haven't finished it yet. So, that's the books. On to the vinyl. First record. I love this record, except it's not complete. It's Brazil Original. This came out in 1970, 70 something. I don't know, 75 maybe. It's in pretty poor condition. I need to do nothing about it because it's not complete, but it's a 2 LP set and I only have one album. It's on green RCA, and as you can see, it's not good, the sleeve. Anyway, it's a compilation of Brazilian music from past and present, I guess. It's gatefold, and it features, normally would feature music by others on here. I'll just mention the names that are pretty well known. Antonio Carlos Jobim, Gal Costa, Gilberto Gil Caetano Veloso, and a host of other Brazilian musicians and groups. Sadly, it's just one record, so I hope to find a better copy. Then Billie Holiday. This is Billie's Blues, the original recordings by Billie Holiday. It's a compilation. I need to see if I have other records, compilations from her that overlap or have the same songs on it, because I like Billie Holiday, but I don't need like 100 compilations that feature the same song. This is on green CBS, Dutch pressing, came out in 1973. Billie Holiday. I'll keep the really interesting records last. I got a 12-inch record here, picked up for $1. This is Casablanca with China Wall. It's okay. It's on this label, Injection Disco Dance label, which is a label I like. And they did a lot of Italo, disco, boogie, funk, hip-hop, early hip-hop. Then this is sort of a disco track, but a decent one. So I still I'll probably need to spin this one more time and see if I keep it or not. But it's an interesting record. Those were pricier ones. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So, next one is another 12-inch. This is on a similar label to the Injection label. This is on a label called can I show it? Yeah, High Fashion Records. It's part of a Dutch label called Dureco, which stands for Dutch Record Company. If it wasn't on this particular label, I like this label as well. If it wasn't on this label, I would have picked it up anyway. Why? Because it's called Pussies. Come On and Do It is the track, and it features the erotic mix by Ben Liebrand. Yeah, it's a sexy song. It's a disco track from 1979. This is the release from 1985, if I'm not mistaken. Ben Liebrand is still a pretty prolific, remix DJ. He does a mix every year. I don't know if he still does that, but he did it like up until a couple of years ago, where he puts together an hour mix filled with all the tracks that were released in that particular year. And he did that from the 80s, and I was a big fan of his work. But I had to pick this up. Pussies, Come On and Do It. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but it's a fun record. This was, I don't even think I finished listening to this, because it's not really what I like. But this is Nicola Di Bari with Ti fa bella l'amore, Italian release on Blue RCA. This one, the cover is gorgeous. It's just astonishing looking record. The cover, the picture is awesome. The way the name is part of the photograph. And I looked it up. and this one is described as sort of a pop prog rock album. Um, Plus the fact that two guys that I really like, composers, um, Guido and Mauricio De Angelis, or better known as Oliver Onions, they are part of the uh, team behind this record, and that made me want to buy it. There's one track that's actually kind of proggy, but the rest is just not good. But it was an interesting record. Um, then I picked up this one. This is a cool record. It's a BBC record. It is actually on BBC. And this is a compilation of themes from space science fiction series and movies. You get Blake 7, Apollo, Doctor Who, Quatermass, Sky at Night, Star Trek, Journey into Space, and it's like side A is more of the classical tracks. You get I don't know all of these series, but you get a lot of classical music by the London Symphony Orchestra and the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra, and etc. etc. And then side B is more of the, you know, cool soundtrack stuff. You get Blake 7, Star Trek, Quatermass, Tomorrow's World, and Doctor Who, which is the original version by Dahlia Derbyshire. So, cool find. Really happy with that one. Following were a little bit more pricey records, actually, all of these. And that's a tendency that's going on. I mean, you're able to find good records, but you pay a little bit more for it. This one I had to pick up because it's on CTI. This is Hubert Laws with Crying Song. This is the, excuse me, reissue. I don't know what year this is from, but it originally came out in 1969. Hubert Laws. This is a pretty, you know, the sleeve is pretty beat up, but this is CTI, not funky CTI, but this is really pretty cool. He does a version of what is it? Let It Be, which is not that good, but Crying Song is really good. So I really, really enjoyed this. Next up is a record I have not listened to yet, but this is Michael Jackson's Ben. So Motown. This is a water-damaged copy, so it's a little too pricey for this condition, but I didn't notice it until I got home. Still need to listen to this, but you know, I don't know if this is any good. If it has any good tracks on it, it's definitely not Off the Wall. Off the Wall is my favorite Michael Jackson album, just so you know. Then the last record of this little section, because these three that I just showed you, the Hubert Law of Michael Jackson, and this one, they were all part of the same record store, thrift store, sorry. This is the last one I bought there. This is Bob Marley and the Wailers, The Birth of a Legend, a double album of early Bob Marley tracks. It's on Kala Records. Apparently the quality isn't that good, but then again, maybe the original source material wasn't that good. Anyway, had to pick up Bob Marley. The following two were also part from a little thrift score. I picked the Poussées album, I think. No, not the Poussées. I picked up, I don't know, some other records. The Billie Holiday record, I think. Yeah, and the Brazil record. But these were part of that little stash. And this one is a compilation, 2 LP set called Rockwork. It's a gatefold, and inside the gatefold is a booklet with Hope you can see it. Pictures of the artists that are on this compilation. It's a compilation from Germany, so all this writing is in German. What do you get? Classic rock mostly. Chicago, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Earth, Wind and Fire, Jeff Beck, Edgar Winter, Rick Derringer, the Mahavishnu Orchestra, Stephen Stills, Santana, Johnny Winter, Steppenwolf, Ian Hunter, Loggins and Messina, Redbone, Aerosmith, Blue Oyster Cult, Ross Ballard, Andy Fraser Band, Dave Mason, Bruce Springsteen, Kokomo, Boss Skaggs, Mott, which probably is Mott the Hoople, Birth Control, Journey, Kansas, Barefoot Jerry, REO Speedwagon, New Riders of the Purple Sage, Starry Eyed and Laughing, Roger McQuinn and Band, Argent, Sailor, and Titanic. So yeah, I love these compilations, so I had to pick this one up. And I'm really happy that I picked this up, even though I wasn't sure what the hell this was. Until I noticed this is the Beach Boys. And I thought, because it's called Carl and the Passions, so tough, I thought it was an album by Carl and the Passions. And you look on the back, and I mean, there's Brian Wilson, there's the other Beach Boys, and then it still says Carl and the Passions, and I was like, I don't know. But then I noticed it is actually an album by the Beach Boys. It's on reprise. It's from 1972, and this is actually a really enjoyable album. This is not Pet Sounds or that type of Beach Boys. It's a very mellow Beach Boy sound, very much like Holland and what is this, Sunflower, that kind of pretty laid back Beach Boy sound. And this is a good album. I really enjoyed it. And then the Piece de Resistance. This is an album, when I saw this, again, this was a little bit more pricey. I just had to have it. This was a record that has been on my radar, sort of in the back of my head. Like, that is a record I wanted. I knew I wanted it. And when I saw it in my hands, I was like, I gotta get it. It's in such great shape, and it's such an amazing record. This is Moog, or Moog. The Electric Eclectics of Dick Hyman, featuring The Minotaur. This is beautiful release on ABC, what is it? ABC Command. It's a gatefold with a lot of information, and there's a lot of Dick Hymans here. Moog, just there's the record. Yeah, freaking A. This is probably my favorite record that I picked up so far this year. Really enjoyed this. This is pretty experimental. It's got a couple of normal Moog tracks, but a lot of the stuff is pretty damn out there. Like avant-garde electronic stuff. But yeah, this awesome record. So, the first month is almost over, and I did pretty well, actually, as you can see. So I hope this year will continue like this. Anyway, take care. I'll see you next time, and if you want, subscribe, leave comments, do all those stuff, and if you don't, then don't. But I'll be seeing you. Bye.